Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Allison Fergit. We start with breaking news about a troubling turn for the health of the Pope Francis. A live look at the Vatican tonight where officials inside say the Pope remains hospitalized in critical condition. Earlier in the day, the 88-year-old pontiff suffered a serious respiratory event. The Vatican also says that he received a blood transfusion. The pontiff has been hospitalized since Valentine's Day after experiencing breathing issues. He was also just diagnosed with pneumonia in both his lungs. We will continue to monitor this story and pass along any new details as they come in. A Decorah High School teacher, 48-year-old Dustin Bliven, has been arrested following allegations of an inappropriate relationship with a student. According to the Decorah Police Department, a tip led to an investigation, and after gathering evidence, law enforcement contacted the student and informed the school district. Both the school and police collaborated to ensure student safety. Bliven now faces charges of sexual exploitation by a school employee. An arrest was made following a vehicle pursuit and crash in Osseo Friday night. The Trempealeau County Sheriff's Office says a deputy tried to stop a speeding vehicle on I-94, but the driver, Darnell Davis, fled and crashed into a parked semi-trailer after entering a private lot. Davis of South Elgin, Illinois, suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to Mayo Hospital. A search of the vehicle uncovered a firearm, and Davis, a convicted felon with active warrants, now faces several charges. Today, Governor Tim Walz has ordered flags at half-staff across Minnesota to honor Border Patrol agent David Christopher Malland. Malland was shot while on duty in Vermont last month. Walz says, quote, "Minnesota is deeply saddened by the loss of David Christopher Malland, a Minnesotan who committed his life to serving our nation. His burial will take place at Fort Snelling at National Cemetery." A candlelight vigil held in Madison Friday to remember two transgender people who were killed earlier this month. Authorities say Sam Nordquist, a transgender man from Minnesota, was tortured and killed in upstate New York. And Tahiri Broom, a transgender woman from Ohio, was fatally shot in Michigan. Those at Friday's vigil said they wanted to honor the victims' lives and call for unity and compassion. Holding candles, they read poems and observed moments of silence. 3 local groups organized the event. Well, it's been a mild day here in the Coulee region, and Nicole, it sounds like a warm-up is on the way as well.
Yeah, it's not going to be too bad out there, especially as we go into the next few days where you started to feel that slight warm-up today, but you're definitely going to feel it tomorrow, as most of us are going to see one of our first days reaching the 40s in quite some time. Here's those current conditions right now. We still have had that light breeze out there, so the wind chill is just taking a slight damper, feeling more like 18 degrees out there in La Crosse, and Eau Claire feeling like 22, so not too bad of a February evening out there, especially compared to where we have been in over the past week. Here's those highs today. Many of us edging closer towards that freezing line. However, most of us still remaining just slightly below that. As far as our average highs goes, that puts most of us pretty close. Areas south of I-90 stayed relatively cooler today, but most of us will definitely be getting above average as we go into tomorrow. Here's a look at the rest of your evening. Our main story is going to be that increasing cloud coverage tonight, but that's actually going to keep our temperatures overnight just a tad bit warmer, definitely warmer than we were last night. Most of our lows tonight will be getting into the teens, so we do have a very nice day ahead of us tomorrow with a couple rain chances. Rain, actually, instead of snow coming up. I'll break it all down a little bit.
Well, thank you, Nicole. Organic farmers swapped information and resources at the La Crosse Center today. The Marble Seed Organic Farming Conference is the largest organic farming conference in the United States. Every year, farmers gather to learn the latest on organic farming methods, build community, and shape the future of the organic farming movement.
We like to think of ourselves as a network of networks. We've got people from all sectors of agriculture here, and it's just such a great place to cross-pollinate and get excited about the farm season and share resources.
The conference featured several dozen vendors and included educational workshops and roundtables. This is the conference's 36th year. Girl Scouts at the Omni Center celebrated friendship and culture today. That's because it's World Thinking Day, a day Girl Scouts and their guides celebrate every February. Girl Scouts will pick a country and present what they've learned about it. The Girl Scouts and other involved community organizations will represent countries with food samples, dance performances, and games.
One of the best parts about Girl Scouting is that we're all sisters, and so we are like learning about every sister has a different story, every sister has a different culture and community, and so it's important for us to learn about all of the other girls' background, their culture, where they're from.
Each year has its own theme. The theme this year is Our Story, reflecting the symbolism and values of our movement. Well, it's time for a fuzzy, fun-filled adventure that helps kids feel better about their next trip to the doctor. The Children's Museum of La Crosse is teaming up with the Viterbo Nurse Association for their annual Teddy Bear Clinic. The event gives little ones a chance to learn all about what nurses do while easing any worries about doctor's visits with the help of their favorite stuffed friends. The project director says the best part of the Teddy Bear Clinic is seeing the pure joy on the kids' faces.
My favorite part about the Teddy Bear Clinic is getting to see the joy on kids' faces, going through, seeing all the different stuffed animals they have and just how excited they are for it.
The event featured a variety of fun activities like learning about shots, dancing, and discovering the basics of a checkup. Still to come, more hostages have been set free in the Middle East. But as Phase 1 of the ceasefire deal comes to an end, the terms of Phase 2 still need to be negotiated.
I was there when Brad Schimmel initiated the Sexual Assault Kit initiative, pushing hard to make sure that victims of sexual assault were able to see their offenders convicted, to make sure that there is justice. And that's what we need on the Supreme Court bench.
Shop Wisconsin's best deals at Black River Furniture Outlet. Find unbeatable prices on sectionals, big or small, to fit every home. Great savings on Ashley sofas and love seats. Style and comfort at a price you'll love. Check out our wide selection of reclining and power furniture, plus custom options from Best Home Furnishings. Experience top-tier comfort with Catnapper Furniture, where relaxation is key. Black River Furniture Outlet, your upholstery headquarters. Family values, veteran-owned, and no corporate hassle. Open 7 days a week in Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
February is Career and Technical Education Awareness Month.
In the next 10 years, our area will need to fill over 15,000 jobs requiring a technical education. From healthcare to carpentry, these careers are in high demand.
Minnesota State College Southeast and News 8 want to encourage awareness of career and technical education programs and their many benefits.
Go to southeastmn.edu to learn more. Minnesota State College Southeast and News 8, keeping our community educated.
Wow, Forest Berry Fudge is amazing. This is melting in my mouth.
Dill pickle? Whoa, that's actually good.
Holy fudge. This is the best thing ever.
Expressions brought to you by Valley Fudge and Candy. Find us in Coon Valley, Wisconsin, or order online today.
I was there when Brad Schimmel initiated the Sexual Assault Kit initiative, pushing hard to make sure that victims of sexual assault were able to see their offenders convicted, to make sure that there is justice. And that's what we need on the Supreme Court bench.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Hamas released 6 hostages today in the latest exchange with Israel. These are the last living hostages to be released under the terms of Phase 1 of the ceasefire agreement. But there are still hostages being held, including one American. Those hostages would be released under Phase 2, but those exact terms still need to be negotiated, and it's uncertain when that would happen. Jen Sullivan reports.
Tal Shoham smiling and waving, now a free man, after being held captive by Hamas for 505 days. Crowds erupting into cheers. His family watching his release on a screen. Shoham, now 40, was 38 when he was kidnapped by Hamas. He's one of 6 hostages Hamas released Saturday, the last living hostages to be released in the first phase of the Gaza ceasefire deal, in exchange for more than 600 Palestinian prisoners and detainees.
Both sides really had a vested interest in this working.
Family members running to released hostage Omar Shem Tov, emotionally hugging. Of the 6 men released Saturday, 2 of them had been held captive by Hamas for about a decade. Their families celebrating. In Tel Aviv, crowds watching the broadcast of hostages turned over to the Red Cross. But there are still more hostages waiting to be released. like Idan Alexander, the last American hostage alive.
I'm just hoping that he's staying strong and surviving, and his day will come.
Alexander's release would be part of phase 2, but there's uncertainty on whether that phase will actually happen. One Israeli journalist says a lot depends on the Trump administration's influence to uphold the deal.
They must be ready to use their leverage and to put pressure on Netanyahu.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
The exact conditions of the hostages are unknown. Israeli military officials say they are being checked by medical teams. Israel also delayed the latest release of the Palestinian prisoners and detainees pending further security reviews, which could further complicate phase 2 of the ceasefire deal. California wants $40 billion in federal aid for wildfire recovery. Governor Gavin Newsom made the request Friday. He sent a letter to the House Speaker Mike Johnson and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. He also included the chair and a ranking member of the House Appropriations Committee. Former President Joe Biden promised the federal government would cover the first 180 days of fire recovery in Los Angeles. But President Donald Trump hasn't echoed that. He suggested federal aid could come on the condition the state change its environmental management policies. FBI Director Kash Patel is planning to move more FBI jobs out of Washington, D.C. In an email to employees, he said he wants to reduce the footprint of the National Capital Region. Instead, he wants to move resources to field offices around the country and to an FBI facility in Alabama. Patel says bolstering operational capabilities is the most effective way to protect the American people. In his email, he didn't say how many employees would be affected by the planned changes. Cade will have sports for you soon, including the Badger men's basketball game. But first,
we're finally entering into that last week of February, so that means the first day of meteorological spring is right around the corner, just 1 week away, and it's going to feel pretty spring-like out there this week. I'll have a full look at the forecast coming up right after the break.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Winter temps have you down? Feel the heat at Chrysler Winona. If you've been worried about high car prices and affordability, look no further. We've got a special offering of 2024 Chevy Malibus with low miles that we're selling for thousands under book. Starting at $17,950, you can own one as low as $299 down and $299 per month. They're well equipped with heated seats, remote start, and factory warranty. Don't miss these hot prices, only for a limited time at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61 West, Winona.
A 7-year-old girl attends a birthday party at a local swimming pool. She's sexually assaulted by a repeat child molester. The monster faces 100 years in prison, but Judge Susan Crawford let him off with just 4. That was Crawford's choice. Now he's back on the street, walking distance from a school. And Judge Crawford, she wants a promotion. Susan Crawford, dangerous decisions, wrong for Wisconsin.
At Castle Realty, we believe in more than just buying and selling homes. We believe in building communities and creating lasting memories. For over a decade, we've proudly served the Cooley region, helping dreams come true, one family at a time. Thanks to our incredible community, we've been voted Best of La Crosse County for 7 years in a row. And now, we're asking for your support to make it 8. Head to bestoflacrossecounty.com to cast your vote. Castle Realty, from here, for you.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 715-469-6907. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 715-469-6907. Again, that's 715-469-6907.
Get a free tumbler and up to $200 in rewards cards during the President's Day sale at Home Furniture.
We were pretty chilly last night, definitely not as cold as we were the nights before, but we're definitely feeling that warm up as we go into tonight. Our overnight low is not looking too bad as far as the end of February goes. Most of us staying in those upper teens out there, some areas even only getting into the low 20s. We'll have those clouds moving in as we speak right now, and they'll be sticking around for the overnight. So it's going to keep us a little bit warmer today, and then we'll be very nice and toasty tomorrow. Most of us getting above freezing, some of us getting our first taste at those low 40s. Everybody else will be at least getting into the upper 30s. And if you're not hitting 40 tomorrow, then you most definitely will hit it sometime later in the week. We have a very nice week as far as temperatures go coming up. It's definitely going to give a nice first taste of spring, but I'm sure as far as spring and winter transitions in the Midwest go, we'll have another taste of winter coming up right after it. So I wouldn't hold on to it too tightly because it's always going to give us a little bit of a tease before it's here to stay. As for Sky Tracker tomorrow, we have clouds sticking around in the early morning hours. Areas north of I-94 could be seeing some light flurry activity around 7 a.m. tomorrow. Not really seeing too much though overall in terms of accumulation, and it really gets out of the way quickly. Already seeing dry skies as we move into the late morning hours. Now we're looking to stay mostly cloudy all day, but a lot of that, especially to the south, could be high clouds, and we'll still be seeing some sun poking out. So those highs definitely will be still getting up there as we go throughout the day. Another chance to see some light showers moving into that same area that picked up the snow as we go into tomorrow evening. Just light showers, but notice temperatures are going to be right around freezing, so some of that could turn to sleet as well, but again, it moves out of the way fairly quickly and we're left dry as we go into early Monday morning. Have a couple more rain chances coming up though. Again, we're not looking at anything too much overall in terms of totals, but we have multiple chances for everybody to pick up some light sprinkles as we go throughout the week. Monday, a 20% chance with some scattered showers moving through in the evening. Staying dry for most of the day Tuesday until we get into the overnight period. 10 p.m. starting to see another system, a very weak system passing through that could be giving some area-wide scattered showers, and then that'll move over into Wednesday morning, as well. That could have some light flurries mixed in because those temperatures again are going to be right near freezing. Otherwise, we should stay dry for most of the day Wednesday after that morning system moves on out. So again, multiple chances coming up, even another chance coming as we go into Friday. But taking a look at our rain totals, we're really not seeing much more than around 1/4 of an inch, maybe not even more than 1/10 of an inch across the area, because most of our chances will be fairly scattered in nature, and they're going to be moving out of the area pretty quickly. So we shouldn't have a lot of time to be able to accumulate a lot of rain. But it's funny saying rain, because we haven't had rain in the forecast in quite a while, but those temperatures are definitely going to be warm enough to support that snow melting. Look at that, 49 for the high on Monday, 46 on Tuesday, 47 on Wednesday, staying in the upper 40s through most of the week. Getting a little bit cooler as we go into the next weekend, but really you cannot complain about the low 40s out there.
Not at all. So beautiful, and like you said, it's going to be kind of fleeting, only there for a little bit, so definitely need to enjoy it. Yeah. All right, thank you, Nicole. And coming up next in sports, a report from Madison as the Badger men's basketball team was going for another win. Plus, area wrestlers look to punch their ticket to the state tournament. Cade is in next with sports.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Brad Schimmel wants to take us back to an abortion ban from 1849, back to a ban with no exceptions, not for rape or even health of the mother. Brad Schimmel, too extreme for women, too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
In the hunt, every detail matters. It's not just about the thrill, but a passion for the craft. And in the end, it's about the people you get to be with. At Overhead Door, it's about our team and those we get to serve. We can repair any garage door. but we only install the best. Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region since 1921.
As I deteriorated, I needed something that would allow me to go from floor in the garage to floor in the home. Jason helped introduce to me all sorts of accessibility equipment. I have no questions about credibility and research. Personally, if somebody was asking me, I would say, here's who I would call.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevator. Stop in and see us today.
Brad Schimmel let thousands of rape kits sit untested for years.
While rapists walked free
and victims waited for justice.
Take it from a sheriff.
A sheriff.
A cop, Brad Schimmel's too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
A big one on the basketball court today as the Badgers were going for their 22nd win of the season, welcoming in Oregon. Let's get to the highlights. Badgers up 12 at halftime and came right out of the gates hot. Max Klesmit gets the open look and knocks down the triple. Badgers up 15. Then with 13.5 to play, it's Klesmit in the corner, another three ball. Badgers up 14. Then under 6.5, it's Tonje. Free lane of the hoop, lays it in. It's still a 14-point game, but things would fall apart. Under 5 to go. Oregon drills a three. That pulls them within 6. Then with 15 seconds left, Jackson Shellstead shoots it from the parking lot and sends the game to overtime. In OT, Badgers down 2, but Nolan Winters puts Wisconsin up 1. Oregon would retake the lead. Last chance for Wisconsin. Tonje, it's off the iron. Oregon steals the game 77-73 in overtime. News 8 Sports Director Jacob Lenzendorf was at this one and has more from the meltdown in Madison.
Well, after a first half that saw the Badgers up 38-26 behind some dazzling dunks and effective execution on the offensive end, things went south in the second half as a Jackson Shellstad three sent the game to overtime, and the Ducks would outscore the Badgers 11-7 in the extra frame, winning the game 77-73.
Yeah, I just wanted to change things up with, on defense and give us a look of pressure the whole game, full court pressure. So. That was ultimately it. Kind of took us out of our regular flow, and we'll just learn from this.
Wisconsin didn't attempt a single free throw in the second half, and 11 of their 17 turnovers in the game came after the intermission.
You turn the ball over like that when it's a lack of aggression. It's a tentativeness that I felt we didn't play on our toes and keep the throttle down like we had in the first half.
Having guys that have a lot of experience really helps in these situations, and keep going back to it. Like John said, we're going to learn from it tomorrow, watch the film, and get right back to practice and play Tuesday.
So after a streak of 5 wins and looking like one of the best teams in the country, Wisconsin will go back to work and hope to make necessary improvements as they've got a quick turnaround welcoming Washington here on Tuesday. From the Kohl Center, Jacob Lenzendorf, News 8 Sports.
Thanks, Jacob. Today we also had area wrestlers looking to punch their ticket to the state tournament. Over in Westby, we had 16 area teams with a wrestler in action for Division III sectionals. Let's go there. Semifinal action. You win here, and you're on to state. Starting at 106 pounds, Aquinas' Lincoln Stanek. Defense turns to offense, gets the takedown. He would go on to win 7-3. Next up, Westby's Clayton Geyer tied up late in the match, but check this out. Gets the takedown, and Geyer was fired up. A huge win for him as he's on to Madison. On the other side of that bracket, North Crawford Seneca's Jaron Grimsled in on a shot. He's going to dump him down, gets the finish. He would win 8-0 as he's going back to state. Then we've got Tyler Polson of Aquinas at 126. Makes quick work of his opponent. A pin in 1 minute, 12 seconds as the freshman is heading to Madison for the first time. At 132, Roger Flaggy also with the Blue Golds. He would win by Tech Falls 17-1 and advances to state. Then at 138, Grant Klimek of Independence Gilmanton. He would pick up a fall. He'll be moving on to Madison. Ithaca Weston's Nolan Waldner putting on a show at 165. A lot of takedowns in this one. He would go on to win 20-5. up at 170. DeSoto Seth Greeno in a tight one, but locks up the cradle, gets the back points as he's moving on to state. At 190, Ithaca Weston's Caden Coleman, a big-time cradle at the end of the match, secures the win. He'll be moving on. Then at 215, Aquinas' Tyson Martin gets the fall and is through to state. All of results from our Division I and II wrestlers coming up at 10. I also have a full list of all of our area wrestlers who qualified on our website, news8000.com. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm. The First Warn Weather Storm Runner. Only from News 8 Now. Expect more.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to LaCrosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
Hey, Dominic here, and we always get asked, what do you have for fish and seafood? With over 40 blends at our outlet store, we recommend these 4. Seafood, Cajun, lemon pepper, and yes, chicken. Just take your fish or even shrimp, shake on your choice of seasoning, and cook thoroughly until done. Use any of these 4, and you'll have your guests coming back for more. And they're all low in sodium. Get these seasonings at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. Fish eye!
Well, I am really happy to tell you that we have already made a commitment at Gunderson to do that. So we have asked all of our folks that when you need to fly, that you please prioritize flying out of La Crosse. We believe it's really important. It's our duty. We're the largest employer in this community, and I want to make sure that this airport is here for the long run, and we're committed to that. So people are taking that seriously and doing just that.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to LaCrosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
Any long-term resident of the Midwest knows we can't get too comfortable. It's technically still winter right now. We'll probably go through a couple more rounds of fake spring. Actually, in April 2023, April 12th, La Crosse had a high temperature of 90 degrees, and then just 4 days later, we got 7 inches of snow. So definitely can't get too comfortable as we go throughout winter and into the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th
I
fall
love
spring.
all your different labels there. We've got the 2nd winter, spring of deception. Is that where we are right now, spring of deception?
I don't even know if we've made it to the first fall spring yet. We'll see.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you at 10.